quite nomadic for the last maybe 4.5, 4 years. We were traveling the world. And then before that, we were in Colorado. Originally, my wife's from Colorado. I'm from California. So ended up being in Colorado, and then just kind of took off and ended up going to Japan, China, Thailand, spent 6 months in the UK, kind of all over, and ended up that was my film project came out of that. Ended up just finishing my first feature film after 3 years of kind of shooting and then editing, and just that's been a journey, but just finished that off of that experience and going and training different parts of the world. And then we ended up my wife's family has a farm in Indiana. We ended up staying there for a bit and really enjoying it. With the kids were already homeschooled, and then COVID had hit. And then so we were already kind of in this unit to just, explore and try new things. And we were in Indiana, and then what happened was the septic tank filled up in the house that we were in. It's an old farmhouse, and nobody would come out because it was Christmas. So then we went down to Nashville, because we've always wanted to visit Nashville, and ended up really loving it. And because of just, we have a lot of that. We're blessed with a lot of, I guess you could say, mobility. We were able to kind of live anywhere, and we really like it here. So
that's a lot of air miles there in the last couple of years, buddy. How old are your kids? How many children do you have? How old are they?
So 10, 5, and 3. And I have a 15-year-old different mom. He's in LA. But the 3 kids would travel with us primarily. And then the 15 came out and stayed like, a month here, a month there. But we ended up really kind of just as a contained unit, really exploring a lot. And my daughter had her 3rd birthday in Tokyo in Japan, and that was cool. And so just a lot of fun stuff happening. And we already were doing that. And then COVID hit, and we just kind of we got very lucky with our travels, and with COVID, it was like riding a perfect wave, and we made it out of the barrel. It was really good.
It's so crazy. A lot of people say they would do that. A lot of people talk about it. But once you have kids, it's a different world. Picking up and going and homeschooling and all that. How do you find that? I mean, this is actually a topic. I wrote a book called Entrepreneurial Dad. I love the dad world and all that stuff. So how did you find that, like filming, recording your videos, training, parenting? Like, how did you find the balance in doing that? Or was it easier because you could really lock in the times?
Yeah. So the answer for me is like, it's all martial arts, because just coming from my life and training and everything is martial arts to me and how I see the world. And it's all about efficiency. And so actually being closer, being tighter, that makes everything more efficient. Right. And like, I'm always just using my physical strength that I've gotten, that I've, gained from my experience in training and competing my whole life, that I'll have 2 or 3 kids on me, so we're just, and I have my backpack with like all my camera gear. And then we'll have our suitcases and stuff. And we learn to kind of whittle it down to only the bare necessities. Like the kids will have 4 outfits or 3 outfits that they'll need and they'll use. And that's it, so we did a huge amount of traveling out of one suitcase and a couple extra, like, I don't know what you call them, just like a shoulder bag. In my backpack. So
that's awesome.
Efficiency, right? Like, what do you need? What matters? And, what matters is that you have everybody accounted for and that you're moving forward.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, those lessons are priceless. I mean, there's nothing a school could teach your kids than what you've taught them with the traveling experience and the cultures and the cuisine. And that's awesome. I love it. I think that's so cool you've done that.